Yo, what is up, YouTube? NinjaNick333 back yet again with this is going to be round 6 of the Arlington, Texas Pokemon Trading Card Game Regional Championships. Just look at how many people are in that room. Like, that's like half the room. That's absolutely insane. But we are going to see, let's see what this match is here. We got Tyler Keller with, it looks like the Fusion Strike Elisa Sparkle Meloetta version of Mew VMAX against the infamous Tord Reklev. This man is a monster. He's won one of each of the international championships. He's won all 4 regions. It's kind of crazy. Hello, cat. Yes, my cat is bothering me. She wants to be on my lap, but no. As far as the prize cards go, it's fine. Looks like Tord must be playing some sort of Lost Box deck, maybe, because we do see Snorlax, and actually, if he's not playing Lost Box, he's playing Lugia. So it could be either way. Cat, I swear to God, you stop scratching my couch. Some Lugia decks do play Snorlax because it's really great against matchups like one prizers. And in a previous round, I did ask, oh, what's Snorlax's HP? It looks like it's 150. So, but yeah, otherwise the prize cards are pretty irrelevant here. I would say if it's Lost Box, the Lost City could come into play being prized, because most of the Mew decks only play 1 or 2. So it would be nice to have access to as many copies of those as is possible, of course, if it's Lost Box. But Tord could just be playing Lugia. I think since there is the Aurora energy, I think this is pointing more towards it being Lugia than it being Lost Box. I don't think that a Lost Box would necessarily be playing Aurora energy, but otherwise those cards could, point to either. So, oh, yep, and we see a Lugia and a Mew start, so we do know what this matchup is 100%. So, it looks like Tord won the die roll. He is going with, the Quick Ball to get rid of an Archeops. That is the key turn 1 play for this deck. He's probably going to grab something like an Oranguru. He already has a Lugia in his hand to make sure that he has 2 in case he gets knocked out turn 1. He doesn't necessarily know that Tyler is playing the Fusion Strike Energy version, but Tyler going second isn't actually that bad for Mew. It's usually pretty bad if you're playing the double colorless energy or double turbo energy only version, but if you're playing the Fusion Strike Energy version, you can just bench a Meloetta, attach 1 Fusion Strike Energy, Elisa Sparkle, and hit for 210 without any damage modifiers, and you play usually at least 2 choice belts, and you play 4 power tablets as well, and as we saw, the Silene, which is prized currently. So it is very possible that Tyler can just Meloetta and sweep the game, so we'll see. He will need at least 1 damage modifier if he can get to all of those other outs. We haven't been able to see his hand yet to see if he got that. But, of course, Tord getting his signature Oranguru. He and the monkey have been best friends for years. He's done him a lot of good. I think if Oranguru V was halfway playable, he would have played that as a deck, 100%. So he is going for the resource management. Looks like he's putting research on top for next turn. That's great in case he gets Marnied. If he gets judged, not so much, but it wouldn't be doing any good in his hand either way if it's a judge. So might as well hope that Tyler is playing the Marnie version, or just the straight Fusion Strike version with no Marnies. But as you can see, there is a Marnie in his hand. Hand's not looking super decent right now. Looks like he is going to go for the Cram-O-Matic. Let's hope he flips heads, and he doesn't. I think 2 for like 10 on Crams in my Win-A-Box tournament that I was just at the other day. We already do see the Forest Seal Stone go down on the Genesect. When that is attached to a Pokemon that is a Pokemon V, it allows you to use a VSTAR power that is on the card, not on the Pokemon, on the card. So even if you have Path to the Peak in play, you can use that ability. It would really be nice if they had like ability markers, like ability use markers for the stream. I was given some for free at the Toronto Regionals as part of my entry. And at first, like, I didn't realize how useful those things would be. But now that I've been playing Mew and using those, it's so great. It's so easy to keep track of all your Genesects, and it does not take any more time than it would to just tap the card sideways. Looks like he uses that Forest Seal Stone's Star Alchemy V-Star power. It's still so weird that a tool card has a V-Star ability, but whatever. Looks like he went and got the Battle VIP Pass, played it, got another Genesect and a Meloetta. So, Tord, you look right in his eyes, he is completely unshaken right now. He's like, yep, Meloetta, okay. Don't knock me out. Did he just wink to the crowd? So just shuffle it up. So we are hoping for the Elisa Sparkle turn. I don't know if that's going to be possible with his current hand, though. I think he has, at least 3 cards in hand. That is also a V-Guard energy as well, which is very interesting. Ooh, he does get the Fusion Strike energy to Heart Attach. But is he gonna get an Elisa Sparkle off the next Genesect for 1? Or at least another Battle VIP Pass? That's Pokemon Catcher. So it looks like he's not going to be able to get the turn 1 attack. He'll probably want to either Serena to draw more cards or Marnie. Depending on how many cards are in Tord's hand, he'll probably want a Marnie. But if he does, we do know that Tord already has that research on top of his deck. So either way, it doesn't matter. Looks like he's just playing the catcher just because. I think that I would have conserved that personally if I was going for the Marnie. So maybe he's going for the Serena? Nope, looks like he's going for the Marnie. Yeah, since he Marnied, I would have totally kept that Pokemon Catcher. I think that that was misplay, just burning it. I think that that's too important. When you get late game and you're playing the Fusion Strike version, you really want to use that to be able to bring up their whatever 2 prizers are left on the bench after you've already taken your first 4 prizes. I think the discard of it is fine here. He just discards one of them with an Ultra Ball, as well as a looks like Lost Vacuum, or Lost Vacuum it's called, right? I keep wanting to call it Lost Blower. And in one of the matches earlier, I did call it Field Blower. Looks like he is getting another Genesect, so unfortunate that he's not going to be able to get the turn 1 knockout going on with this Meloetta. But the fact that he can just pressure with a 1-prizer like that might turn it in his favor anyway, so we'll have to see. Although Tord is probably one of the best players in the game, so if anybody can beat Fusion Strike Mew with Lugia, I would put my faith in Tord. And it looks like he gets another Battle VIP Pass off Genesect number 3, so I would play that out, get another Mew V, I believe, would be the best course of action. Because something's getting knocked out going into this turn. Or you could get, like, Oricorio and just retreat and pass. To just feed him just a 1-prizer that's, like, you know, kind of worthless. I wouldn't call Oricorio worthless, but, I mean, something's probably getting knocked out on the next turn. He's already got 1 Archeops in the discard. He just needs 1 more. We know, he doesn't know. But we know that Tord has a research on top of his deck. So, looks like he does get the Mew V. Yeah, I don't know if you want to just leave this Mew V up and hope that he can't knock you out, because literally all that he needs is a single V-Star in order to get the 1 Archeops into play and knock out your Mew. So I think it would have been better to just go for an Oricorio, but then in that case, if he has Serena or Boss, then he just takes out the one Mew that's in play, and then you basically lose right there. So no, I guess getting the Mew V is the better option there. It's just like the bench space with the Mew VMAX deck that uses the Fusion Strike energies is like a lot weirder, because you can never have just the 4 Genesects in play, and you can never have like 3 Mew Vs in play and stuff like that, which is just sometimes better. So we see an Evo Incense. He's probably just gonna be eyeing up either the VSTAR or another Archeops. Looks like he's going for the VSTAR. He does want to get another Archeops into the discard pile, though. And we know he has Research, so unless he already has another Archeops in his hand. Yeah, he does. So if he didn't have the Archeops in his hand, I would have gotten that off the Evo Incense and then researched it away. But since he does have the other Archeops in hand, this is definitely the correct play. Getting the Lugia V-Star so that he can research and then Summoning Star. Looks like he's attaching a Capture Energy as well to get the Yveltal down. Yveltal is fantastic in this matchup. When I'm playing Lugia, I like to play one Drapion in my list. So, it's really great to take the first 3 prizes with Yveltal, and then take the second set of 2 prizes with the Drapion on the next turn by attaching another Capture Energy or just Quick Balling or whatever. It's a fantastic and super easy way to just blow Mew out of the water. And there you go, you see he slaps down that Research, getting rid of Pumpkaboo and the Archeops. Gonna draw a fresh 7, and what do we get in there? Some energies, I think another Research, uses Summoning Star, gets out the 2 Archeops. He is not going to be able to attack with the Yveltal this turn, because he doesn't have a way to retreat this Lugia, but that's fine because you went first and the Mew doesn't have any VMAXs in play yet. So definitely the best course of action is just charge up this Lugia and just take the knockout. Just like put a double turbo down even. You don't need, I think like if he has V-Guard energy, you go V-Guard and double turbo maybe to fully power up this one, and then you use the other Archeops to maybe put 2 energies on the other Lugia. Make it so the Yveltal doesn't look like a threat, and then on the next turn if you have to, you double charge with the Archeopses. Because it's like, in the Lugia matchup, it's always so hard to just take out the Archeops to limit their options, because then you're leaving energy in play, and then they don't need to charge up. So, it's a bit of an oddity. Looks like he doesn't have the V-Guard energy available. He's probably not playing it. I'm pretty sure Tord, in his previous tournament, he didn't play it either, so I'm not surprised to not see it here. Just slaps down another Capture Energy. I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so this Archeops, he's going to either charge up the Yveltal for 2 energy, or he's going to go for the other Lugia. Seeing that we see 2 powerful colorless, I think we're going with that second Lugia. Yep, here we go. That is exactly what I would have done. That is fantastic. He's eyeing up another V-Star as well. So, oh, he has an Ultra Ball, so he is definitely going for a second V-Star to protect that Lugia from being able to be one-shot. It's a lot harder to one-shot something when it has 280 HP than when it has 220 HP, you know what I mean? He's just deciding what he wants to part with. Looks like Bird Keeper and Research. So, when you see somebody get rid of 2 drawing options, you know that their hand is pretty stacked. So, if Tyler has the ability to play another Marnie in this next turn, he might want to. Yeah, so if Tyler wants to knock out something with the Mew VMAX on this next turn, he's going to need double turbo, and then I think like 3 to 4 why am I blanking? Power tablets. He's going to need 3 power tablets and a choice belt, or he's going to need 4 power tablets, I believe. Or he can Elisa's Sparkle and attach a Fusion Strike energy that is already in his hand. And then that's 280. So, looks like he's discarding a... yeah, looks like he's already discarding a Power Tablet. So he might be going for the Elisa Sparkle route? We'll have to see. But yeah, I think Tord has the perfect setup right now. Tyler's setup isn't too bad either, but I think his hand leaves some to be desired. He's going to have to really draw hot off these. Oh, he's going with the attach on the Mew. Well, that might be fine, because if he... Yeah, so what he wants to do now is he wants to Elisa Sparkle Fusion Strike energies onto both of his Pokemon. But I want to say we saw that he prized one, right? I want to say that he prized a one of his. I mean, the attach doesn't matter either way, I guess. But now you can't attack with Meloetta this turn, so yeah, it's just like been an awkward hand for him, and this is the problem currently with the Meloetta version of Mew, is that it just like bricks a lot harder than the normal version of Mew. The regular version of Mew is just like so much way more consistent. And I didn't believe it until I started playing it myself. But the Fusion Strike version is definitely the way it was intended to be played. But fun fact, Pram, who we saw in the last round, is the one who came up with the Fusion Strike energy-less version of Mew that only plays the double turbos. Alright, looks like he gets another Ultra Ball. He has a Mew VMAX in hand. He might be able to just go double Mew VMAX right now. Looks like he's going to fail that. Maybe he's going to decide to just Psychic Leap at some point, which might not be a bad idea if he's going for a 2-shot. Yeah, you can see Tyler's like doing some math in his head. You can always see when they go like this with their hands, you know that they're doing math. I do the same thing, honestly. So he's going for his third Genesect ability. Draws Boss and Cram. Cram is gonna hope and pray for a heads now. That's his second power tablet that he's getting rid of, I believe. And another Tails. These Crams are just so unforgiving that they... Oh, and he scoops right there. Yeah, I guess he knows that there's no way to get a one-shot that turn. So he's most likely going to be down 3 to 4 prizes going into his next turn. So he'd just rather scoop it up and save time. And I believe that that was a beautiful way to save time in this match. Yeah, if you know that you're going to be that far behind and you don't think that there's going to be a way out of it, I mean, Tord's setup was immaculate at that point. Like, he was threatening with that Evital. He had another Lugia, like, 2 energies away from being set up. He could attack with either one of those. Tyler had to get a one-shot that turn. And since he decided to just discard those power tablets instead of playing them, that gave him a lack of the option to attack with Mew VMAX for the knockout. Whereas I think he was like trying too heavily to go into the Meloetta attack instead. So I think what he was trying to do was attack with the Mew VMAX using Meloetta's attack. But since he had one Fusion Strike energy, I believe, prized, he was only going to be able to hit for 210, and after discarding 2 power tablets, like, even if he got all of that, even if he was able to play the Elisa Sparkle, which I don't believe he ever saw, it just, like, made it completely unable to... Like, it just made that match unwinnable. So he recognized that he couldn't win, scooped it up, and we're saving time for next round. And we're already almost 20 minutes in after that one game. So imagine if he had played that out, and he still lost. Like, you've lost so much time. He now has 32 minutes. Game 1 was 18 minutes. You now have 32 minutes left to play 2 more games. And that might be enough time. but it was only really like 2 turns from each player. So you can see how time is such an important factor to keep track of. Looks like Tyler also gets a mulligan here as well. Tord does prize an Aurora yet again and a Charizard. Man, we played Penny's theme and then Marnie's theme right after that. That's great. I like having the video game music play when I'm playing TCG. It just makes it a lot more epic. All right, let's look at these prize cards before they take it away from me. So we got Marnie, Elisa, Power Tablet. I mean, these prizes overall aren't that bad for either player. I think they're pretty fair for both players. They're pretty even. The Power Tablet being prized could matter. The Meloetta could matter. The Elisa Sparkle could matter. I've seen that some of these Elisa Sparkle versions have cut down to 2 Sparkle. So if he's going to go as heavy for that line in this game as he did the first game, he's going to be really punished for it unless he's playing the 3 like the old lists did. And that's why I personally would not be playing the Fusion Strike Mew. But I mean, hey, he's 5-0 right now. He hasn't been punished for it so far. But then again, I've been 5-0 and I did 5-2-2 before, so you can never say that you're safe until you've already made day 2. So you want to squeeze out these wins as much as you can. Once you get to 6 wins, that's when you're safe. Because even if you lose out, you can tie the last one and make it in, you know? But if you want to win the whole tournament, you just go 9-0. Easy. And then, like, win your next, like, 3 matches the next day. And then just ID from there on out or whatever. Or scoop some favorable matchups into cut. So we got a 4 Seal Stone down. We've got 5 Pokemon in play. So we can Fusion Strike system up to 5 cards in hand. 6th Pokemon in play. He gets the attach of the Fusion Strike energy. Looks like he has another one and Elisa Sparkle in hand. So next turn, he can attack for 280. So that is pretty good. I think that this match is so much more favorable. He even has the Forest Seal Stone in case he needs to search any particular piece, which right now, honestly, would just be the Mew. The Mew VMAX is the only thing he's missing. Or like well, no, he can't play Marnie next turn. But, yeah, he's just really missing a Mew VMAX. Next turn, he can hard attach that Fusion Strike energy to his active, put a Fusion Strike energy on both the Meloetta and the active, and just blow up a Lugia. And then what's Tord's, and unless Tord is able to then counter with the Lugia, you know, then, you know, so Tord's already on the back foot, especially since he went second, and Tyler's opening was just so powerful. It's like Tord's playing the powerful energy. He's the one who should be powerful, you know? But no, Mew was pretty powerful. It stood the test of time since it was released in Fusion Strike. So Tord, again, quick balls away in Archeops. Turn 1, first thing he does, just like the last game. I don't know how these Lugia decks do it. I don't do that every game. Searches his boy, the young monk. And then capture energies his Lugia V to get a Lugia V. That is, again, a pretty ideal start from him. He also has an Evolution Incense and another Quick Ball, so he can get another Archeops into the discard pile right now. And if he, I believe he didn't prize the Evital, so he can get that down as well. But I don't know if you want to just bench it that early and just, like, leave it, like, I don't know if I would put the, I mean, I think he's looking for it, but I think he's thinking about it. I don't, like, putting the Evital down is probably the correct thing to do, but it makes me very uneasy, because then, you know, if Tyler just has, like, if he just has, like, Boss, DTE, Mew, then that thing just gets removed from the game, especially if he also has Lost City. Like, it's just gone. A lot of Lugia decks don't play Ordinary Rod, but it looks like he's putting it down. I think I would do that as well. I agree with that play. But again, it just makes me so uneasy. But at least it's not taking out a Lugia, you know what I mean? You can always just chase down the Genesects if you really have to. So just get as many threats into play, because on your next turn, you want to make sure that you can Yveltal. And he does Marnie, so as we saw, Tyler had a pretty great hand. So he's going to need to draw a Fusion Strike Energy or an Elisa Sparkle off of it, and it looks like he does draw a Fusion Strike Energy. So since he has the Forest Seal Stone, he can still grab the Elisa Sparkle off of that. But of course, he has a whole bunch of Genesects left to use too. But I think you'll want to use the Forest Seal Stone, get the Elisa first, because that's not in hand. Because then you can make sure that you get all the Fusion Strike Energy in play. I don't remember if he prized one. I should have paid attention to that. Yeah, but there's the real possibility. Even if he prized one, it's completely fine. And it looks like it's just a pass from there, really. Choice Belt on the benched Lugia. We see the attach return on the active. We're looking through the deck. We're going to see how many Fusion Strike Energies are left. Getting the Quick Ball as well. He's going to Quick Ball away that Mew. He's going to thin out his hand as much as he can so he can draw with the Genesect to only get relevant cards. He is going to fail that Quick Ball. That's obviously the correct play because he wants to not have a dead card in his hand to draw one less with the Genesect. He's using his VSTAR power. He's going to search probably the Elisa Sparkle, I would assume. I don't know why he shuffled the deck just to put the Elisa Sparkle away from the bottom of the deck. He chooses the other Mew on the bench, which we did see that he plays V-Guard Energy. So the fact that he spreads out his Fusion Strike Energy like that is actually pretty good. So it looks like he does intend to attack with Meloetta this turn. Which I do agree with as well, because that makes the Yveltal so much less threatening. Yeah, because if he was going to try to attack with like Mew VMAX, then the Yveltal just comes up and blows it up. So you definitely want to be going in with Meloetta. So he does retreat into it. It is a little unfortunate that he doesn't get, like, an Evolve on one of the Mews. I mean, I guess it's not, because I guess you want him to be attacking with the Lugia V-Star, right? So that you have more options to take more prize cards. So I guess it's fine leaving them unevolved, because then it makes it so you don't want to attack with the Yveltal. So Tord, of course, puts up the Lugia. That is going to be his attacker, most likely. He has the V-Star already. We know he already has 2 Archeops in the discard, so he is going to get this Lugia powered up and this Meloetta blown out of existence. So here's the Summoning Star, Archeops. I always like how Tord kind of throws his cards down, but then he neatly straightens them right after. So he's using his first Primal Turbo. He's eyeing up powerful colorless energies, I think. Unless they were just already on the bottom. He's just making sure he knows his prize cards. He wants to make sure those are the energies that he wants to get. So he does go for double powerful colorless energy. So I think that's setting up that he wants to keep this Lugia alive going into the next turn. I mean, we haven't really seen a Choice Belt or a Power Tablet from Tyler yet this game. We do see the Snorlax come down as well off a Capture Energy. That might actually be pretty big in this matchup. He won't be able to attack with it this turn, but being able to hit hard with something like that and put the prize trade back in your favor is pretty good. So he just Primal Turbos for one more capture energy. Yeah, so that Meloetta cannot survive. Let's see, 220, 240, 260. Oh, he's gonna Serena. Alright. So he decides to leave the Meloetta in play. And he wants to just prize race. You know, that might actually be fine. So he is removing a Fusion Strike energy from play as well. Yeah, so this is an interesting match. So he removes the Mew from play. He takes 2 prize cards. So now his prize map is going to be either like a Mew and a Genesect, or a Mew V Max and a Meloetta. So yeah, just making sure you take as many prizes as possible as early as possible. Since this is the Fusion Strike version of Mew, it's a little unlikely that Tyler is playing the Roxanne. So Tord also has his bench full of 1 prizers as well. So he's taking the 2 prize knockout while he can with his 2 prize Pokemon. If Tyler is able to knock that out, yeah, the prize trade gets evened out. But that Evital just comes up, takes 3 prizes, and Tord's already down to 1. So you can see how masterfully like Tord knows matchups like that. Because I think I would have personally just taken out the Meloetta and made sure that 2 Fusion Strike energies weren't in play. But that would have left a lot more work for later. So looks like the Silene comes down. At least 1 heads. Looks like only 1 heads, putting a Fusion Strike energy back. Silene is so good in the Mew decks, but again, it's just another coin flip card. You've got Pokemon Catcher, you've got Cramomatic, you've got Silene. It's all coin flips, and if you don't flip the coins the right way, and it looks like he just searches for the card on top of his deck. Please shuffle. Please shuffle. You're supposed to shuffle your deck after you search it. Unless you're going back in. Thank you. Even if you're really not looking through the deck, you have to shuffle. It's the rules. So we've got 20 minutes left in this match. I think whether or not Tyler's going to scoop again is going to be decided within a turn anyway. So looks like the Lost City coming down. If Tyler can Boss's Orders or Pokemon Catcher up this Evital, that is what we want to see. Now, was this the... No, I don't believe this was the game where he wasted a Pokemon Catcher for no reason. I believe that was game 1. And he does have a Pokemon Catcher in his hand. I think what you do right now is you hit the delete button on that Evital. Looks like he's retreating into the Meloetta. You have to remove that Evital from the game right now. You have to. You absolutely have to. Because that's just going to come up and... Alright, well, he's taking the knockout there. I mean, this might be fine, right? As long as Tord doesn't have a Boss or Serena, I guess. Yeah, this is just so awkward. Because he doesn't... It's like Tyler needed to evolve to dodge the Snorlax, but he also needed to not evolve to dodge the Evital. So you could see how the Snorlax is good in multiple matchups. And it's like, to me, I can't even see like what the correct clear play is. Like, I would have been so afraid of that Evital. I would want to go so hard in with the Mew VMAX that I would just want to, you know, delete. So we're seeing that Tyler just wanted to even up the prize trade again. He is down to 2 prize cards left, but Tord doesn't have any 2 prizers left in play. We did see that he's playing Echoing Horn. That was prized in the previous game, I believe. So maybe he's just hoping that Tord doesn't bench another Pokemon and the Echoing Horn can come out of nowhere, because Tord hasn't seen it yet. I don't believe Tord's seen the Echoing Horn. So maybe he doesn't know that he's playing it, but, I mean, come on. Everybody plays Echoing Horn in this deck. So, it looks like the Tord probably doesn't have a gusting option because he went to charge up both the Yveltal and the Snorlax at the same time. Actually, he might still, because that's a powerful colorless energy, I just realized. So he has a double turbo and a powerful colorless, doing the full attack cost for that Snorlax. If he has a gusting option or a way to get the gusting option, he can just take that Mew out of existence. And it will be the same as knocking out the Meloetta, because then Tord will go down to... Except Tord will get an extra prize, basically. Looks like Charizard's coming down as well. So Tyler, I think that, like, little shrug thing that Tyler just did means that he knows that he can't Echoing Horn in order to make sure he stays ahead in this game. But I mean, Tyler is still ahead in this game. But I think 100% you have to gust up this Yveltal next turn and knock it out. I think it was fine skipping it the previous turn, but looks like Tord is just massively thinning his deck right now to make sure, even if he gets Marnied, even if he gets Rock Sand, he makes sure all of those options are gone. And he does have a Serena in hand, so he is going to Serena up that Mew and remove it. And then Tyler's only option is going to be able to attack with Meloetta, and that, again, creates a checkmate. Because Tord's going to have both either the Snorlax or the Yveltal or even the Charizard to clean up the game. Tord just, like, throws the dice to see if he wakes up. He stays asleep. They always stay asleep with that thing. Unless it's a Lost Box Mirror and I'm playing against it. So yeah, again, I believe this is... Well, actually, no, this isn't... I mean, I was going to say, this isn't necessarily checkmate, but it kind of is, right? I think Tyler, what he needs to do here, since Tord didn't boss up the Mew, or Serena it up, because we saw the Serena. I don't remember if he played another supporter that turn. So Tyler now needs Mew VMAX, and he needs Big Parasol, because Big Parasol will protect Mew VMAX from the Yveltal's attack. Or he can just knock it out. So he flips heads on the Pokemon catcher, bringing up the Yveltal. Yeah, so that's, like, this wasn't looking favored for Tyler just because of Tord's amazing setup, but here we are. Yeah, the fact that Tord wasn't able to bring up that Mew this past turn. Looks like we're Lost Zoning that and the Choice Belt, of course. He noticed that last second. You don't want to get rid of that Lost City in case Tord plays Ordinary Rod. You want to make sure you Lost Zone the crap out of that Yveltal. Looks like he's retreating and switching, just burning more cards to try to draw more cards. He needs the Mew VMAX. At this point, I suspect that he's only playing 2. He also has the, or no, he already used the Forest Seal Stone's Star Alchemy ability. So he has to draw into a way to get Mew VMAX. He's drawing more Power Tablets, so he can play those down. But he does not want to play that Pokemon catcher now, because he already succeeded on the first one. So he can draw 2 more cards. V-Guard and V-Max. There we go. So he got it. So at this point, what does Tord do? Because he, like, the Choice Belt was lost off the Charizard. So Charizard can only do 250. I mean, Tyler did burn, like, an additional switch card. So... yeah, I think this is Tyler's game to win. And they only have 13 minutes left. This might end up being a tie. But a lot of people have seen before that there is a such thing as the Turbo Tord, where Game 3 he will play like a madman, super fast. But he is playing against Mew, so that takes so many actions. It might not be a game that Tord can win. But even if they're both at 5-0 and they take a tie, they only need one more win out of the next, like, 3 rounds? 3 rounds. In order to make day 2. So we will see. We will see. A bunch of power tablets are already down. A lot of cards have been drawn. We got the Mew VMAX. This Evital is going to be deleted. It is going to be banished to the Shadow Realm. So what's Tord's next move? Yeah, that's the thing. I think the key to this particular game was Tord had to have gotten rid of the Mew V on the previous turn. No, I may have totally missed him playing a supporter and not be able to play that Serena, but we did see that there was a Serena in his hand. So, looks like we're choice belting, just because we can. And Evital has now been banished to the Shadow Realm, so... let's see what Tord can do from here, because there are only 2 prizes left. Yep, Tord scoops. Yeah, Tord sees the writing on the walls there. He knows that he can't win that game at that point, but there's only like 12 minutes left in the match, so they're gonna have to play this next one as fast as possible. And of course, Tord is pile shuffling. So let's see what the prizes look like on this next game. Trying to skip ahead so we don't have to look through all the shuffling. And of course my computer can't handle that. I mean, my internet can't. So prize cards here, we got 2 Fusion Strike Energies, and the Forest Seal Stone, and a Power Tablet, and a Choice, but these are awful prizes for Tyler. And for Tord, his prizes are okay, honestly. There's not, I mean, you don't want Stoutland in this matchup, so... no complaints from Tord here for the prize cards. Alright, and we do see a Luminion start from Tord, which is not ideal, but it can knock out a Meloetta and shuffle back into the deck, so that's a good way to conserve energy. So it's not the worst thing, but it's definitely far from ideal. So we're going to have to see how that works out. Quick Balls away a Marnie. This is the first game in this set where he did Quick Ball away an Archeops turn 1. So that means he does not have Archeops or a way to get Archeops currently in his hand. Ooh, he has a lot of energy and a research. That is not good. Yeah, that is not an ideal hand from Tord. So he capture energies, gets another Lugia. Because he is well aware that Tyler can just knock him out turn 1, he needs to have 2 Lugia in play at this specific juncture. He's got all those gusting options with all the Pokemon catchers. So you know that Lugia could be in danger. But the fact that Tyler prized so many Fusion Strike Energies and modifiers. But oh my god! Oh my lord. Oh. That's 5 Pokemon. Alright, so we see 2 Battle VIP Pass and a Quick Ball, discarding an Ultra Ball. That's also an, I believe in Nationals, or Internationals promo Ultra Ball as well, which is pretty nice to see. I have one of those, I believe, somewhere. And we see the Fusion Strike Energy and a switch into the Mew. And we haven't seen a single Fusion Strike system yet. Oh my god. Yeah, both players are very well aware of the fact that they have to play fast. You can see Tyler, they only have 7.5 minutes left. We're seeing the Cram-O-Matic discarding Pal Pad. And it's a heads. He's going to release a Sparkle, and he's going to be taking 2 prize cards right off the bat. And since Tord already has 2 prize card Pokemon in play, oh, but Tyler is now realizing that he only has 1 Fusion Strike Energy in his deck. So he's going to attach that to the Meloetta, and he's going to have none on the Mew. Now he's going to have to dig for damage modifiers, but he doesn't have very many damage modifiers to work with because he prized 2. He prized a Choice Belt and a Power Tablet. So he's hitting for 170 at this point, which is just enough to knock out the Luminion. So the fact that Tord started the Luminion is actually working in Tyler's favor. Yeah, the 1 Power Tablet was enough to take that knockout. And he draws a Fusion Strike Energy off his prize cards. And Research away to Aurora. That's pretty awful for Tord. It's unlikely he's going to be able to power up both a Charizard and a Yveltal during this match. And he's got the Charizard down, and the one you want to charge up is the Yveltal, so this is not looking good for him. He's also got his 3rd Lugia V in his hand, and we know the 4th is prized, so he's seeing all his Lugia Vs, and at this point in the game, you don't want to be seeing Lugia Vs, you want to be seeing that Yveltal. And you want to be seeing your Archeops. So he grabs the monkey, the trusty monkey. So he's got 1 Archeops in discard. He needs to get a second one pretty desperately right now. They have 5.5 minutes left. The countdown commences. So monkey comes down. Monkey ability used. So he's got, looks like a Capture Energy, Bird Keeper, Serena, Boss, and I think Aurora. That is not a very good hand. And he has to read the wind. Oh no, he got the Fusion Strike Energy off his prize cards and uses a Power Tablet. Oh no, this is pretty awful for Tord, but it's great for Tyler. He is going to be able to clean up this match. He has more than enough time in these 5 minutes left to be able to take a knockout on this Lugia and then possibly a Lugia VSTAR on the next turn. Although he is wasting his Power Tablets, so he might not be able to one-shot a VSTAR, so Tord might be able to play for the tie. But if this match is able to play out in its fullest extent... Oh, and there's the Echoing Horn for the Luminion. Oh, this is bad for Tord. This is awful. Because now that gives Tyler the out to be able to just straight up win. And he gets an additional Fusion Strike Energy off his prize cards. So even though he prized... His last 2 prize cards are his last 2 damage modifiers, too. I believe he might still have a Power Tablet left available to him. Because I think he's only used 2. And he might have a Choice Belt left in his deck, but yeah, you could see Tord is not happy right now. What he's going to do is he's going to attack with the Luminion, though. Or at least attempt to. But he has 1 Aurora in hand, and 2 in the discard. So he's going to have 1 more Aurora left in his deck in order to be able to even attack with this Luminion. I do think that it was correct from Tyler to use the Echoing Horn there, but I don't know, man. Because Tord definitely would have tried to fill his bench up with single prizers. But, I mean, now he's just gonna, you know, get it right out of play. So I don't know. It's just unfortunate that he had to bring back the Luminion. If he was able to, like, knock out a Lugia first, and then knock out the Luminion after that, then he could have Echoing Horn back the Lugia, but then that also gives Tord the option to just evolve it. So this match will come down to whether or not Tyler can, you know, one-shot a Lugia, which I don't think is possible. But yeah, it looks like Tord is charging up the Luminion. Gets an unnecessary Hiding Darkness energy attached to it as well. Are we going to see the other Archeops charge something up too? Looks like we're going to lose... Oh, we're going to use the Oranguru to put a powerful colorless energy back in deck first. and then we're going to use the other Primal Turbo to get out that powerful colorless energy. And there were 2 left in deck, so it didn't matter. So Tord is charging up this Lugia to be able to one-shot a VMAX, but can he take 6 prizes in 2 minutes? I don't think so, because he's not going to have more than just this turn before time is called, most likely. He's playing Serena to discard a couple cards, draw some more cards. Yeah, you definitely don't want that Lugia in your hand. Your bench is full now. But yeah, so see, this is the thing. So if Tyler had held on to that Echoing Horn before, not only would Tord have to be taking this knockout with Lugia or Archeops, but then on the next turn, you could Echoing Horn Lugia. So I think he really should have held on to that Echoing Horn. I see why he did it, but Luminion is a decent attacker. It even takes a prize card there. So Tyler has 55 seconds left to see if he can clean up this match. He does have 2 prize cards remaining, so he could always just knock out this Charizard and then knock out like Oranguru or Archeops and then win the game. So we'll have to see if he can do that. Oh, and he gets the V-Guard energy as well. Dirty. Yeah, you see Tord's just shaking his head. He's like, I know that what's coming now. It's going to be very unlikely that Tord's going to be able to one-shot a UV Max. So I think that that attachment to the V-Guard energy just loses the game for Tord. Or at least makes the tie impossible. Because he needs to... Yeah, over his next 2 turns, he's going to have to take a knockout on a Mew VMAX and a single, and a 2-prizer. So like a Genesect. And also, it's very important to note, Tyler has not used his V-Star power yet. And he has that Forest Seal Stone attached to his Genesect. Looks like he does get the Mew VMAX. He's going to have to... Yeah, he can't max Miracle for the knockout, even if he gets another Mew VMAX in play. So he's going to have to Technoblast. So another option for Tord being able to tie is for Tyler to just not be able to, you know, get another Mew VMAX in play or get a switching option. Because Technoblast disallows you from attacking the next turn, but returning to the bench does reset that. So he can either free retreat with the Mew and then switch back into it, or he needs another Mew VMAX to evolve his other one to retreat into that, attach the double turbo and win. But he's also going to need a gusting option for the next turn, because you know Tord is going to bring up that Lugia V-Star. So I do believe this current turn is turn 0. He does have the Pokemon catcher now, I see, in his hand. But he's gonna Marnie. I mean, that's probably correct. You don't know what's in Tord's hand. You already attached for turn, so you can't attach the double turbo yet. You do have another power tablet in your hand, so that is the last power tablet he has access to, I believe. Because I think the last one is in his prizes. I think we're quick balling here just to see what's left in the deck. Thin some more cards out, draw some more cards with Genesect. I don't believe he's used a single, or maybe he just grabbed that Genesect. I'm starting to get tired. It's like 11 o'clock at night for me right now. Yeah, so we're using Fusion Strike System number 1. Gonna draw a whole bunch of cards. I do believe we see a Pokemon catcher in his hand as well, so that could be useful for next turn. But yeah, you just take the knockout on the Charizard, and then, yeah, with the Techno Blast, and you're just going to hope that you have a switching option the next turn. And I do believe I saw an escape rope. He also has both his power tablets in hand too. So if he is able to, well, actually, let's see. So he's doing 210. Yeah, he needs 3 damage modifiers in order to knock out Lugia. So he has the 2 power tablets, and he would also need a choice belt. So as long as he's playing more than one, there should be another one left in his deck, because his last prize card is the choice belt. So Tord's gonna bring up this Lugia VSTAR. He's got 3 energy on it right now, so he needs 1 more on it, and then he'll have at least 1 free Archeops charge to put on something else. But since there's only 1 prize left, you just have to hope that Tyler does not have a gusting option. So if Tord has something like a Marnie, he might want to play that. If he plays Path to the Peak, he'll want to play that, but I doubt it, because Lugia should never be playing Path to the Peak, in my opinion. It's really good if you've already Summoning Starred, but if you haven't yet, it's pretty bad. So we Evo Incense, he's just thinning the deck out. He's still got a lot of cards in his deck. So I believe this is turn 1 of time. So he decides to charge 2 energy to the Lugia. I guess maybe in case he wants to retreat it the next turn. I don't know how he's going to take 5 prizes. Oh my god, he's charging all of his energy onto there. He just put 4 additional energy on there. So he's got all 4 powerful colorless energy, and then an additional Aurora, Hiding Darkness, and Capture energy on top of that. Not quite sure what that's for. This version of Lugia does not have Arrow Ball. He does get the Choice Belt, so he is doing 220, 240, 260, 280, 910. Oh, he's doing 310 with that Choice Belt after the V-Guard energy. Because the V-Guard... Wait, is he? No, let me double check. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, he's doing 300. Yeah, he's doing 300, man. He's 10 short. It's all because of that V-Guard energy. That V-Guard energy is putting in so much work for Tyler. That's unbelievable. I cannot believe how many energies are on this thing. So there was a Lugia GX, I believe, that had the attack Arrow Ball, which was a lot like X-Ball on Mewtwo EX, a lot like Tapu Lele. Oh, and he has the escape rope and the switch. So since Tord's entire bench is 1 prizers, he can't even put up any 2 prizer that's big enough to survive a Mew anyway. Even if he did put down a 2 prizer, you know, Mew is just going to knock it out. So the escape rope wins him the game. Being able to reset the attack on the Mew VMAX after it lived with 10 from Tord's absolutely massive attack. Again, that V-Guard energy just won him that game. So that is absolutely amazing. I have seen some people be playing the Fusion Strike version with a single V-Guard energy. So that is pretty cool to see. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, of which we are currently on. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. I do stream on there every once in a while. Like to do lots of PTCGO stuff. I do want to get into doing some actual like on playmat IRL games that I do online over Discord, so I might be doing that at some point. And yeah, I will see you guys next time when we get to the next round of this tournament.